Hi, I'm Ken Howard, and welcome to the Gay Therapy LA podcast. Today I want to talk about the gym fitness connection in gay men's mental health. It's not true that all gay men spend an inordinate amount of time in the gym, but it sure seems like it's all of them. For most gay men, it's just routine. There is something about gay male culture worldwide that seems to support the gym lifestyle, whether it's for health reasons or for the aesthetics of the muscular male body. And while some of this would, decry this as being about body shaming or Adonis complex or bigorexia and, a lot of other negative concepts that, kind of deserve their due. Those are important, and we can discuss those maybe another time. I'd like to focus today on the more positive aspects of this trait of gay men in the gym and its overall contribution to gay men's mental health. In my private practice as a psychotherapist and life, relationship, career coach specializing in gay men's mental health for over 27 years now, I've treated my share of cases of body dysmorphic disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder with issues about the body, eating disorders, bulimia, anorexia, which are more prevalent in gay men than in straight men, and cases of low self-esteem that have to do with the body and body image, and a lot of stuff, a lot of neurosis around that's probably from family of origin, from toxic masculinity and culture, all kinds of etiology. Cognitive behavioral therapy is my favorite but not exclusive mode of treatment, and that's been consistently effective in helping guys with these disorders. And while shaming and competitiveness can give the gay male community an ugly edge at times, I prefer to focus on the positive, as I believe in the general optimism and positive outlook is a good general life tool that supports overall good mental health and well-being. For clients in therapy, I've noticed a very consistent positive relationship between the guys who are physically active and their improved mental health. This makes psychological and physiological sense for things like circulation, ease of movement, stamina, regulated metabolism, digestion, rest, bone density, and stress management, particularly over the long term, over the lifespan. That's one of the things I really work on with guys, since I work with so many different ages, from the late teens or early 20s all the way into guys in retirement, in 60s and beyond. And it's really important to have a positive relationship to your body and your body image and your body functioning across the lifespan, because then your body is really there for you. It will really serve you. I believe for us to keep that positive outlook to manage our daily lives, we need inspiration from others. These can be from historical figures we admire, famous people we admire who are our contemporaries, or just people we come across. And in the last few years, I've been particularly inspired by a number of, often straight actually, male fitness experts who use Facebook or Instagram to post inspirational statements and quotes and photos. And these include several guys I've been following fairly closely. These include Josh Sanchez in Orange County, California, Eric Janicki in Los Angeles, and Nimai Delgado, as well as my own trainer that I have seen in the gym for a little over a year now, Chad Kraus. And I learned something different, and I get a different angle on inspiration from each one of these guys. Josh Sanchez incorporates his spirituality into his post, and you can tell his faith is really important to him. His philosophy is that when we are at our best, we help others to be at their best. He is in pristine physical shape, but he doesn't rest on his laurels. Every day he sets himself new challenges, and because of this, he can do things in the gym that are almost acrobatic in their level of skill and sophistication and strength and balance. And his body shows the care and the effort that he puts into it. Without going into a lot of detail, he alludes to how fitness gave him strength when he was facing hardship in his life, in his family of origin. And we can gain inspiration from this because if he shows us how fitness challenges are a metaphor for life's challenges, our spirit, consistent effort, faith, and determination can help us meet any challenge. From a business standpoint, all of these guys make their living from providing personal training services in person or online, and do fitness plan and diet consultations remotely as well. And they might represent supplement lines or clothing lines. Chad Krause has been involved with Gorilla Wear, his own line that he's developing that I hear a lot about, Obsidian Fit. And then, of course, product lines such as protein supplements or branched-chain amino acids and stuff like that. And in addition to all things fitness, these guys are good examples of the successful solo entrepreneur, something I coach frequently in my practice with clients and have written other articles about. I've purchased some kind of services, either online or in person, from all of them, and I've benefited from each one in his own way. Eric Janicki is inspiring because from a physique point of view, he is the biggest and probably the most photographed as a fitness model, although Chad Krause has done hundreds of magazine covers. Both of them are really impressive photographically in terms of the aesthetics of the male fitness physique. I see Eric as someone who's really built his body over time, and I think this is a metaphor for how we build success in anything over time and with consistent effort. In Eric's case and those of his clients, this would be in their bodies, but if you think about it, you could also say that we build in terms of our resilience to life's hardships, such as living with chronic illness, such as HIV or kidney disease, or you name it. There's lots of chronic illnesses out there, lupus. Or psychiatric conditions like PTSD, ADD, OCD, panic disorder, anxiety, depression, just all of them. We build wealth and financial security over time in our careers, as gay financial planner David Ray, R-A-E, would say. David makes appearances on local TV in LA and has an excellent blog, especially for gay men's finances. His work online is really fun to read and follow in terms of financial health for gay men. And this concept of building can be about our bodies, but it can also be about our career or skill set or professional identity, our financial security, the idea of investing over time. There's some articles on gaytherapyla.com about gay men and finances, because David Ray and others would say that gay men have special financial challenges. A lot of the same things that straight people would go through still apply. But for gay men, it's a little different because the pressures on us, or even the opportunities, can be different for gay men than for straight people when it comes to personal financial management. Building can also be about a relationship with a partner or spouse, about our home over time, a creative project in the arts, or healing from past abuse. That can be a building process also, as you build resilience and you build meaning and you build a recovery from the trauma that you've endured. A friend of mine is a training client of Eric's, and what he likes about Eric the most is that there are subtle ways to build certain muscles that take experience, insight, and even finesse. And this is also a metaphor for life, because when we really excel at what we do, our experience gives us little inside tips that make us stand out from the rest. And getting good at something, really, really good, is often the accumulation of these tips from experience that takes years to master. I would say that actually about gay men's mental health and therapy. I focused on that almost exclusively for 27 years, and I kind of took crap for that at one point early in my career, of somebody saying that the niche was too narrow, but to me it's about developing a niche expertise in working with gay men and gay male couples. And I think sometimes we have to have a niche expertise in order to get really good and not just be too broad, like the old saying, jack of all trades, master of none. So developing specific skills is really important. Chad Krause is another example of a personal trainer who had his first trainer himself at age 14. His mom was very generous, I think, in providing that. But he got into bodybuilding, did hundreds of magazine covers in his lifetime. He's in his early 40s now, and has developed a very keen eye. A designer might have a keen eye, or a painter, a fashion designer, an architect. He has a keen eye in terms of the aesthetics of the body. And it's not about being better than somebody else or something really negative like that. It's about having an appreciation of the aesthetic, almost like art, in terms of body sculpting. And it's really fun for his clients, male and female, of all different sizes, to kind of say, okay, we want to change this here, we kind of change this there. And that's part of the sport of bodybuilding, is the manipulation of the aesthetics of the shape of the body. But that would apply to general fitness also, about not just how something looks, but also how it functions in terms of having strength or flexibility or endurance or balance. Another one, Nimai Delgado, is from Argentine parents but raised in Mississippi in a primarily Hindu enclave, and he was raised vegetarian from birth and became vegan later. He inspires because there are many in the bodybuilding and fitness community who scoff that good muscle cannot be gained without the whole chicken and rice diet, and dude, where do you get your protein, and all this stuff, and that's just not so. Nimai has said in interviews that when we consume meat, we are consuming the spirit of the animal who is terrified and stressed at the time of the slaughter. And we are meat-free. We are actually free of consuming that negative stress also. His posts all over Instagram, other areas, Facebook, show guidance that a guy can have a bodybuilder's physique without meat. And I have benefited myself as vegetarian or pescatarian, more vegan lately, for some health reasons myself, particularly with some kidney challenges. And following his workout routines and his bulking and cutting diet plans has really been inspirational. And it shows you that with determination and education and skill and know-how and patience, that which can't be done actually can be. And this is true not only for him as a vegan bodybuilder, but that spirit can be applied to so many different other things. From a therapy point of view, we can overcome past hardships. We can endure tough times that try our patience and even try our faith in humanity. We get to start each day fresh with the resolve that we will work toward our goals even when others might not be encouraging. Haters gonna hate, but we just keep doing what we do and keeping the eye on the prize and focusing our efforts in a renewed way every day. That's part of fitness and bodybuilding, is that your efforts are really only as good as the day that you have. And it's a consistent process over time that improves the aesthetics of a physique. And yet this is a metaphor for how we improve our lives over time as we get more and more emotionally resilient and more cognitively skilled. I get inspiration from many different figures whom I feel energize my goals and fuel my daily life, including great leaders of the past like Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, scientists like Jonas Salk, who discovered the polio vaccine, Alan Turing, who is the gay computer genius who helped win World War II, and even kind-hearted entertainers and gay icon divas like Stevie Nicks, who has helped a lot of veterans in a kind of a quiet and low-profile way, but still in a really meaningful way for the veterans who've been injured. Dolly Parton, who leads an amazing charity for books, giving out free books and literacy. Her dad was illiterate, and she does a book giveaway, giving over 1 million books to impoverished children nationwide and I think worldwide, just in the name of promoting literacy, which is really good for society. And share, the ultimate. She's been known to help children with cleft palate and other facial deformities. But on a more direct level, guys like Josh Sanchez or Eric Janicki, Nimai Delgado, Chad Krause inspire my daily life, balancing my work and my professional identity with my personal identity, trying to take care of myself as a middle-aged person who's lived with HIV now in 2019 for 29 years. And I think my involvement in many fitness activities has really helped me with that. The connection between fitness and good gay men's mental health goes on. When we are active, we are practicing self-care for the immediate of the day and for the long term as we all age. I'm doing some research on the concept of gay men and healthy aging, and if you go to gaytherapyla.com, you'll see a series of articles that I wrote on gay men and healthy aging in several different ways, and you might be interested in seeing those articles, and we might do episodes based on those. But gay men and healthy aging in different kinds of areas of life, and being active in many ways, not just weightlifting or cardio, but other activities too, is a good self-care for the body, sure, but also for the mind. Maintaining strong bones, preserving mobility and ease of movement, easing circulation, running the metabolism, keeping the wonderful machines of our bodies running, as well as promoting speed of thought, problem solving, neuronal and neuropsychiatric plasticity. They recommend that people do crossword puzzles or some kind of intellectual challenge as you age to keep the mind flexible and nimble. I've learned from my healthiest elderly relatives, and there have been many, that the ones who were especially physically active in both their youth and in middle age, and sometimes way beyond, were overall the healthiest, physically and mentally, sometimes well over 90 years old. And that is a correlation that I believe is wise and one that I want to follow, and I encourage others to. There's not a lot of publicity, I think, about the role in exercise in depression because, a big pharma company, they make some great products for treating depression, but exercise has been known to be a huge factor in helping someone overcome depression. So I always recommend the guys I work with who are struggling with a clinical depression to talk about the role of exercise and whether or not they're getting any or getting enough. We have to keep a reasonable, wise mind about fitness. Fads, extremes, weird products, weird diets, all kinds of abuses are obviously too much. And everyone has to decide for themselves what they're willing to do, and I think in some ways what they can afford to do in terms of time, money, and effort. In order to avoid negative social pitfalls like body fascism or the Adonis complex or eating disorders or a neurotic low self-esteem about not feeling good enough because we don't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something, we have to keep our minds sharp with critical thinking and approach our own self-care plan with critical thinking, and I believe lots of consultation from fitness professionals, physicians, perhaps chiropractors or physical therapists, nutrition experts, and other professionals, like therapists, right? who support our overall physical and mental health and well-being over the long term. There's another article I have on gaytherapyla.com called Move to Move, Enhancing Motivation for Fitness. And if you haven't been motivated that well or motivated lately about the role of exercise in your life, you might want to take a look at that. And Michelle Obama has been an advocate for exercise in fighting kind of a bad trend of obesity in American children. she was an advocate for, just kind of doing something that feels good to do. It could be just about anything, which can be overwhelming. My interest in weight training is mine, but mine also has included over the years adult amateur gymnastics training. I've even done circus training, but that's a rare, kind of opportunity depending on where you live. But you kind of get the idea. It's some kind of movement that raises your heart rate, challenges your muscles, challenges a little bit with your endurance, like hiking or walking or running or swimming. Something that utilizes the body. The body likes to be used. That sounds kind of sexual, doesn't it? But it just likes to be moving. It's kind of the natural state of the body that it wants to be moving. And I think that there's a lot of parallels between movement in our kinetics and movement in terms of our personal growth and in our personal lives. So, thank you for listening, and as always, if you think I can be of help to you, either for therapy services in California or coaching services everywhere else, all the other states and around the world, I see guys in just about every continent on Skype or by phone, and certainly in my office in LA. If you think that might benefit you on whatever challenges you're facing, feel free to get in touch. Phone number is always 310, area code 339-5778. Texting is a little bit easier than voicemails, but whatever you like. 310-339-5778. Or email ken@gaytherapyla.com and visit gaytherapyla.com under the blog tab and use the search box for the topics that you want more information on. And also, if you have suggestions for future episodes or you have comments or questions, please feel free to get in touch. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.